Alright, response video to a video by Andy, but I'll start with this thing. You know, this swivel guy had this little clip of the Coke commercial from the 70s, and so I went and looked it up, and I've played it about 700 or 800 times now, but it's just so nostalgic. But I was just thinking in the context, yeah, you just, whatever, let's make a Coke commercial and then, drink the Coke, so to speak. So let's put something in the Coke.
I'd like to buy the world a home and furnish it with love. Grow apple trees and honey bees and snow white turtle doves. I like to teach the world to sing. Sing with me.
That does something for me. Even when I was a kid, I was like, this is good sex. Asian chicks. Anyway. So there, we're completed now. We've done our job. Let's all have a little song, have a hug, have an orgy, whatever, and just admit that it's not going to get any better than that. All right, Andy Kantavad keeps arguing that somehow you can achieve some state of mind, that some sort of perpetual state of mind, and it doesn't matter what happens. You can get liver cancer or whatever, and it's not going to matter. I mean, it's just such crap. I'm sorry, my voice is fucked. My ears are totally fucked today. So I'll be doing this. I'll be doing the Anacantavad thing. It was, all sinitist or whatever. So anyway, but what are you talking about? I keep asking you to explain what the fuck you're talking about, and you won't do it. What's your example in the real world of this crap? I don't want to be a fucking Buddhist monk kook. Okay, that doesn't look like a cool life to me. Sorry. They seem to be fanatical, whatever, polish my gold icons kind of lunatics, marching in order. I don't think they've let go of desire or want or need or any of that shit. They seem to be clinging to their existence, waiting for the right moment to torch themselves. Well, frankly, yeah, I don't see any point in following that stupid example. So what are you talking about? People have to go to work, they have to shit, they have to do lots of things. Every fucking day has a little annoying crap in it. And yes, you can whistle while you work. Okay, so everybody's watched Snow White, right? And you can just be like the dwarves and you can just fucking, whistle while you work and it ain't so bad, and try to have a positive mental attitude and take the fucking in stride and don't get too upset and all that other shit. Fine. What else are you talking about here? You're talking as if you have some goddamn key to the whole thing that's going to make it permanently comfortable. That nothing will ever be able to invade your space ever again. You will never feel irritation ever again. You will singularity permanently and forever. That ain't going to happen. You're on Earth. Okay? Shit is going to happen. And it's just... Well, again, what does this mean? This doesn't mean anything. And then right in the middle of this video, you start talking about free will, and you're just like, what the fuck are you doing here, jackass? I mean, we've been over this crap. I don't want to discuss it, but I'm going to make some more statements that you have to accept. Well, I don't accept them, so I guess the conversation's over, right? You're totally unyielding, so if we don't resolve these issues, then there is no conversation. Because I'm not going to sit there and just keep accepting all your inane and stupid premises, especially this idiotic premise that I should somehow work to achieve my singularity personal happiness. I should somehow invest in that. I should worry about that. I should stress over that. But I shouldn't worry about my external effect on the world. That I should be worry-free on. Like that's somehow supposed to make sense to me. Where I said, no, sorry, I don't understand any of this crap. I don't understand who the fuck you are and what the fuck you're talking about. None of it relates to anything I feel, think, or understand. And don't you think that's probably something you ought to resolve before you just talk so arrogantly like you're talking about something somebody's supposed to relate to? Because I'm sure as fuck not getting a clue at all. What the fuck are you talking about? I mean, you're going to be declared something in the end, right? Oh, he was a moper or a sad sack or a complainer or a bitcher and a moaner. Or, oh yeah, he had a great attitude and he just had fun all the time. He was a happy guy. Well, we already know that's a big lie, right? How many cases have you known where everybody talks about the guy? Oh yeah, he was just so fucking wonderful and happy and all this crap, and you find him hanging from the rafters in the basement. I mean, so obviously it was all a big fat lie. So this doesn't mean anything. I was thinking about Chief Dan George and the movie Little Big Man, and I'm thinking about the good day to die thing, and I'm saying, yeah, this is all we're doing is waiting for our good day to die, and whether or not we have the sense to die on that day. Instead of doing it on the bad or the wrong day to die. But that's all we've got here. There's only a mess, and you can either clean it up well or you can clean it up badly. But that's all you got. You got a mess of your personal life, a state of being, clogged ears and all, and you've got the mess that is, how do I fucking interact with this crap shit world and try to prevent it from torturing kittens and running over this and stomping that and slaughtering that and abusing this. And but again, taking that whole category of subject matter right off the table, which is, in my opinion, insipidly insane. No rational, logical intelligence could sit here on planet Earth and say, oh look, let me go find a problem to fix. That's what intelligence does, right? Intelligence's primary function is recognize a problem, solve it. And you've said, okay, well here we have this huge problem of the world. Now, fuck that. Let's just deal with this little internal problem of, gee, how do I make my dick harder? Like I said, you're not even talking like that's important. I mean, there's just nothing here. You're just vaguely mishy-mushy, wandering, strolling through a bunch of crappy cliches. Well, Seneca said, if you got a finger, stick it in your ass. Well, who cares what Seneca said? What did he die of?
Else. You don't desire things to bring on the positive value state. You desire the positive value state itself. You want your experiences,
Well, that's not even true either, again, because there's all kinds of things you do because you know it'll have a byproduct 20 years from now. So you take care of your health, or you do this, or you do that, because you know that 2 years from now is when you're going to benefit from something like that. Somebody could lose weight, and they lose weight because they know, oh shit, I'm going to have a heart attack if I don't lose weight. So there won't be any day of gratification. There won't be some kind of, oh, here's your reward, your sentient, happy experience. No, they'll have a logical discipline that basically just says, yes, this is the affirmative thing to do, the positive thing to do, the right thing to do, and yeah, they're not going to get any kind of, huge glory prize out of it. And it might even be work, so it might not be any glory in it at all. Of course we desire ends. We desire perceptions of a state that we will be in. But I think it's all complete nonsense to sit there and say when I'm pursuing sex or some other kind of thing that what I'm pursuing is the feeling. No, I'm pursuing the feeling of getting there. The whole thing is pulling me in. All right? And I'm really not thinking just of the moment of gratification. I'm thinking about the whole fucking getting there. But it doesn't really matter. I'm hungry, and that's the real world, right? That's the game. So when you eat, you're not sitting there saying, ooh, I can't wait to have the food because of the food's gratifying potential. The hunger's in you.
Positive nature.
Oh, fuck YouTube. I mean, really, it is doing this shit a lot. I mean, my videos are plain worth crap lately. But whatever, who cares? No one's saying anything that matters anyway. I don't know.
Fede, yes, you want your experiences, your qualia, to be of a positive nature. So you go after positive qualia as opposed to things that you think will lead you to positive qualia.
Well, like I said, you're not doing much thinking when you're caught up in the hunger. So most of these things are caught up. They're hunger mechanisms, addictive mechanisms almost. And so yeah, you're pulled. The gravity is built into it. You're pulled. All right. You don't need to do any of this crap of thinking about the end result. You're just pulled by the I can smell it kind of thing. And that attracts you.
And that looks like, oh yeah, well, I've just solved every problem in the universe. But no, all I've done is I've put all the problems up in here. It's not really it's just sort of drawing a fork in the road and saying going this way instead of that way. Still one heck of a long road, I presume, ahead of us, assuming that it's even one that can work. So no, I'm not saying we throw guilt out. I do think, though, that we must be conscious.
Well, again, you can throw guilt out, because I'm telling you, you don't need guilt if you're rational. The only way guilt, again, comes into meaning anything is usually when you make some kind of mistake, or a mistake of complete ignorance, or a mistake of competing desires, and you choose the wrong desire, and you say, shit, I shouldn't have done that. That was a stupid thing to do. And then you're just stuck with the circumstance. Can I make up for it? I mean, if I killed somebody tomorrow drunk driving, I mean, I'm going to have guilt. And I'm going to be stuck with this fact that my life sucks unless I can somehow reclamate it. And the only way I'm going to be able to reclamate it is maybe I can stop some other drunk driver from doing the same stupid thing. And that way, at least I balanced out the people I killed by the people I didn't. I prevented somebody else from killing. Or some kind of mechanism like that. But that's going to be your job to compensate. But I just don't see how guilt has anything to do with what made you do what you did in the first place, and what you're going to do to clean it up. I mean, it's a useless waste of time to talk about guilt, in my opinion. Guilt only is useful in a child psychology. You're talking about this complex, internal, know thyself stuff, and then you're going to talk about something like guilt, which anybody who knows thyself isn't going to be motivated by at all. They're going to find guilt. They're just going to say, oh, there's that stupid emotion just getting in my way because I have a job to do.
Just what it is. And when people sort of shoot guilt bolts at each other, I think that people do that with...
So this is an idiotic premise. They shoot guilt bolts at each other. Again, nobody can shoot me with a bullet that isn't real. They have to shoot me with something I know logically, oh, you're fucking goddamn right. That's the only way I can feel guilt, is I have to acknowledge the fact that something's wrong. So this is just such a bogus argument that somehow I can throw artificial guilt into somebody's brain. Fake guilt, bullshit guilt, into a brain that's supposed to be doing some sort of enlightened thing or something know thyself thing and all this shit. It's just a ludicrous premise. Can't you see how that's a ludicrous premise? And again, you give me no real world example. Give me a real world fucking example of one of these circumstances, these dire, horrible circumstances you're saying is taking place in the world. The only example I've heard you so far bring up is somehow we're imposing guilt on mass murderers. Oh my God, what a horror. Gee, isn't that terrible? That we should have them, we should rub their nose in the shit that they've made. Oh, what a terrible thing to do. No, that's exactly what we should goddamn do. And we should send a signal to every other mass murderer who's thinking about it. We should send a good loud signal to him that, no, we're going to kick you in the nuts if you do that, you fucker.
A little bit, sort of insufficient circumspection. I don't think that people understand what kind of damage they're doing, or if they do understand.
Yeah, well, whatever. I don't think you understand. I don't think you have a single clue about human psychology or what it is to be alive and what it is to be material matter in the universe. I don't think you understand any of it. Because you just keep mushing along, saying things that people have refuted decisively, and you just keep saying them like they're a truth. Again, how can somebody affect me with a fake guilt? How can that possibly happen? How can I have fake guilt?
Understand the damage that they're doing by throwing guilt bolts. Then they're, most of the guilt then is just going to rebound back to them because they understand that what they're doing is creating a negative value state for another human being, or contributing to it, I guess. And presumably that will lead to guilt because they understand that even as they inflict guilt, it's just sort of going to be mirrored back to them.
Oh, I mean, this is just such a pile of shit. Again, another fake premise, right? It's been argued to you that the only reason why we have a criminal justice system is to create deterrence. And that's a fact, okay? Yes, logically, there's no other purpose. Is to create deterrence. So you either have to deter the guy who's already done it once, so you know he might do it again. So yeah, there's deterrence right there. You have to deter him by physically restraining him, probably. It's probably a good idea to restrain the rabid dog because yeah, it's bit somebody, so it's likely to bite again. Yeah, that's just logical. And the idea here is that the rabidness is something that's not just a microbe, it's an idea, a meme, a thought, and that if you create an image in the people thinking about its head, and you just change their value equation, so now you can prevent them from being assholes. So it's all positive. Now you can show them that this is what's going to happen to you if you behave like a rabid dog, and now they cannot behave like a rabid dog, so society wins, and they also win because now they're not going to be subject to being an asshole.
So, it just seems to be a bit, and the guilt that's mirrored back to you, I think, takes the form of anger. Again, you throw guilt at somebody.
This is just such crap. I'm just, forget it. This is just so nonsensical, right? I'm just sitting here imagining somebody rapes and murders my sister, and somehow I'm not supposed to say, God damn, that sucks. And God damn, let's squish that motherfucker, and let's squish any other motherfucker who thinks he has a right to do that. Yeah, let's do that. I just, what is this babble? I just don't understand. This is just so unrelated to any kind of rational approach to existing. You don't sit there and hug people who are harming you. That's retarded. Oh, wait a minute. I did want to say something about some of the other crap he was talking about. So he brought up free will in this stupid context. And like I said, this has been argued before. This has been brought up all kinds of times. And again, his premise is that we're supposed to accept that this is somehow ambiguous and we can't know and we can't logically dissect the truth out of any of this crap. Again, show me a free. Show me such a thing as a free. There's no such thing as a free. There's nothing in the material universe, there's nothing in even our conceivable universe that could possibly be free. There's no such thing. All you could at best create is some sort of random or chaotic will. And again, what the fuck use would that be? Chaos isn't goddamn goodwill or any kind of will of any value whatsoever. So the best you could come up with is some kind of randomness. You can't come up with a free. It's not like our intelligence is restrained by something except ignorance. So this is just stupid. You have to have the intelligence or you don't have any freedom. That's the truth of it. You don't have the freedom to make choices if you can't see the choices. Duh. So there's no such thing as free. You have to have the programs, you have to have the thoughts, you have to have the ideas. It just doesn't come from nothing. Nothing just, your behavior doesn't poof out of something. It's a cause and effect universe, and it's just a silly thing to bring up in this context and then presume again that we have to accept your premise that somehow these are indecipherable questions and that they're somehow, and then the second part of your premise, which is that somehow it's who gives a fuck anyway. How the fuck does it change anything anyway? Oh, that's right, it doesn't change one motherfucking cunt goddamn thing. There's presumably a free will, there'd be no way to influence a free will, right? It's free. So I guess you can't do anything about it then. So knowing that you have free will wouldn't give you any freedom to control the free will, would it? Oh, that's right, it's free. I can't control it then. This is just so fucking stupid.